Hey guys, welcome back to Closet MTG, and today guys we have a really fun video in store for you guys. This marks my third EDH deck tech video. It took me about a month or so to put this guy together. Really looking forward to this one. This was a lot of fun to play. I actually played with this deck for yesterday for the first time. I think played at least 5 or 6 games of EDH. It was just a little three-way free-for-all. A lot of fun, guys. The deck performed absolutely awesome. I wouldn't say it's like super competitive, like CEDH level, but you could definitely make some tweaks, I'm sure, to it. But without any further blabbering, guys, let's see what we're dealing with today, guys. And man, this commander is so much fun, and that's my boy Kinnan. Bonder Prodigy. This card is absolutely bonkers. I'm surprised more people don't play this commander. I mean, it's got 2 insane commander abilities. I mean, look at this. Like, whenever you tap a non-land permanent for mana, add 1 mana of any type that permanent produced. Pretty much double mana for your little mana rocks or your little mana dorks, right? I mean, it's so powerful. You can then... Sure, you can obviously with mana. I mean, that's how you play the game, right? That's how you play Magic. And then the second ability is just so much fun. I mean, look at that. And it's not tapped. You can play it multiple times if you have a lot of mana. And what that is look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a non-human creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest in the bottom of the your library in a random order. So, I'm sure you guys can think about a few different creature types potentially where, I mean, if obviously as soon as they hit the battlefield, they're going to cause a stir, let's just say. So with this deck, yeah, let's get into it. Let me show you guys, yeah, but we're just going to get into the cards, guys. Let me show you exactly what type of build this is of Kinnan. So obviously with that first ability, guys, Mana Dorks is a must, right? I mean, we need to have some ramp, right? But what are we ramping to? Well, let's first go through the Mana Dorks. I have every card sort of sorted, so we'll go through first the creatures and get into the spiciness of the other card types in a sec. So, guys, here's our Mana Dorks. Right, we got a little Incubation Druid, guys. A little Bird of Paradise. Bloom Tender, this card is just absolutely bonkers. Should be in every Commander Green deck, in my opinion. Selvala, I mean, just, again, greatest power. Let's not forget that, guys. Greatest power. Add X mana in any combination of colors where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. Let's just say that this card is just absolutely crazy because of the greatest power. Paradise Druid, Llanowar Elves, Lotus Cobra, Gyre Engineer, just all these little mana dorks. Arixmethes, there's a bigger mana dork. He's like a mana bomb, I guess you could say. But remember, all of these mana abilities, guys, for these creatures, you can add an extra mana, right? So you can definitely ramp, or you have the ability to ramp into whatever you're trying to do that much better. And now, guys, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana dorks. Probably could go a little bit more, guys, but I just wanted, there's so many fun cards I wanted to play, and that's because the theme, aside from the mana dork, obviously, ability, is Eldrazi, guys. Putting giant Eldrazi's on the battlefield, man, and this is one of them, this Deceiver of Forms. At the beginning of your combat in your turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, reveal this way. You may have creatures you control other than Deceiver of Form become copies of that card. And let's just say, guys, there are some really powerful creatures in this deck, guys. So if this ability triggers and all of a sudden there's a 10-10 like Eldrazi, or maybe an 11-11 Infect, like let's just say like this card can get pretty crazy. Oblivion Sower. So we'll have a little spot for Eldrazi's. Oblivion Sower. Whenever you cast Oblivion Sower, target opponent exiles the top 4 cards of your library. You may put any number of lands on battlefield that player owns from exile on the battlefield under your control. Now, again, Kinnan's ability, the cast triggers don't count, but the mana rocks. But it's just, I mean, a 5/8 and 8/8, guys. I mean, just having on the battlefield it's a big deal. You know, it's tough for your opponents to deal with that, right? I mean, especially a creature of that power and toughness. But again, because of the mana rocks, the mana dorks, the mana rocks, which we're going to get to in a little bit, guys, I'm able to cast a lot of these powerful cards too. So there's alternate options if Kinnan doesn't work. But Kinnan is it's so much fun, guys. Okay, here we go. So we got a Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. Card is just bonkers. I mean, whenever, again, it comes on the battlefield because the indestructible ability, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's tough. I think, turn 4 or 5, I had this guy out from a Kinnan trigger, and it's just, they need to, your opponents better have an exile spell. Otherwise, yeah, you're in trouble, because when Ulamog attacks, defending player exiles the top 20 cards of his or her library. This card ended up hurting me in one of the games I was playing. Somebody freaking Thassa's Oracled. I got him down to 1 card, and then they played Thassa's Oracle and freaking won on me. But anyway, I mean, this super powerful draft. Kozilek, the Great Distortion, man. It's just such a powerful card, guys. I mean, like, again, when you cast it, you can draw a bunch of cards potentially. The Menace ability, I mean, it's so underrated in my opinion. It's a freaking 12/12, and you can pretty much, at any time, I mean, if you have like the perfect card in your hand to counter something, you can discard a card with the converted mana cost of X to counter target spell with the converted mana cost of X. So such a powerful Eldrazi. Endbringer, I mean, the fact that this thing untaps during each other player's untap step is crazy. I mean, all the different faceted abilities on this card. Ulamog, his brother, again, indestructible. Annihilator 4. I mean, Annihilator is such a broken ability. I mean, I'm never going to see that ability reprinted again, probably, because it's so busted. Such a powerful card. Emrakul, the Promised End. Guys, maybe you can just catch the theme here. Big Eldrazi after big Eldrazi. Yeah, it's just such a powerful flying, trample, protection from instants, 13/13 for 13 mana. Matter Reshaper, just a powerful Eldrazi, guys. I mean, whenever it dies, real top card of your library, put that card on the battlefield, the permanent card 3 or less, so you get one of your mana dorks and so forth, or even another small little Eldrazi. A few tiny ones we got here. Kozilek, Butcher of Truth. Card is just, again, just a super powerful Eldrazi with the Annihilator 4. When you cast it, draw 4 cards. When it, again, just hits the battlefield. Also, the bottom ability is actually pretty powerful too. Like, whenever it's put in your graveyard, you shuffle your entire graveyard, including Kozilek, into your library. So, a very powerful, underrated ability, in my opinion. Thought Not Seer. Just a power, again, another just 4 mana. Enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals his or her hand, choose a non-land card, exile that card, and then it's literally just card advantage. I mean, you just screw your opponent with that, take out their best card. Reality Smasher, trample, haste, target spell ability, counter spell unless they discard a card. I mean, again, more card advantage, powerful Eldrazi. It That Betrays, this card with with Annihilator is absolutely crazy. And then also there's an Eldrazi spell, which we'll get to as well, which is like an awesome like combo with this. But again, an 11/11 for 12 mana, although with Kinnan, you get it out for a lot cheaper. Eldrazi Mimic, this is another little Eldrazi I was telling you guys about. Whenever another colorless creature enters a battlefield under your control, you can change the Mimic or Eldrazi Mimic's base power and toughness. That creature's power and toughness until end of turn. Again, enters the battlefield, so it doesn't have to be cast. So when you get the trigger from Kinnan and you drop It That Betrays, this guy's going to become an 11/11. So it's super scary for your opponents as soon as the thing hits the board, because especially when you untap with it, you're like, oh my god, what's going to happen next? Okay, so those are the Eldrazi guys. I actually did have Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn in there, but I didn't realize that card is actually banned. So a few of my buddies were giving me crap for that. But anyway, so those are the Eldrazi's, super powerful cards. They're all, but now it's like there are super powerful Eldrazi's. That is the theme. But this next section is just super powerful cards in general. Just to give the deck some more synergy, so it's not all completely Eldrazi's. So there's some ways to alternate win cons, essentially. And also just like in Commander, I mean, you got to have like sort of like different facets to like handle different situations. or you can't just have a bunch of big, powerful creatures. So with Hydroid Krasis, this is obviously a major utility for card advantage. It is a powerful card. Yeah, it doesn't hit with Kinnan, but still, it's just a powerful, card advantage card. Burnished Hart for the ramp. Again, just if we're not able to get some mana rocks early, or some mana dorks early, we can at least search for our lands and fetch our lands with Burnished Hart. Nyxbloom Ancient, if you want to find a way to be able to activate this guy like multiple times in the same turn, this guy will do it for you. Just triple your mana. Absolutely nuts card. Jin-Gitaxias, just a non-Eldrazi bomb, essentially. Card advantage. Yeah, screws your opponent. Such a powerful commander card. Solemn Simulacrum, again, searching for the mana, for more mana, and also when it dies, some more card advantage. Just a commander staple at this point. Uro, I mean, in every Simic build, every Simic EDH deck should have this card. I mean, it's just a bonkers card. I mean, there's a reason that it's banned in so many formats, including Standard right now. Blightsteel, I was able to get this guy out, my god, in turn 4 because of Kinnan, and I had like a Soul Ring and just a bunch of mana rocks, mana dorks, and was able to activate and get Blightsteel. But yeah, absolutely broken card. Trample, Infect, and if you can somehow give it haste, oh my god, it's scary. Scary card. Yeah, another just EDH staple for any blue deck. Consecrated Sphinx. Busted card. Whenever opponent draws a card. Yes, whenever your opponent draws a card, you're drawing 2 cards. Insane card advantage. Should be in every commander blue deck, in my opinion. Oracle of Mul Data. Again, you're just going to be able to play multiple lands. Play their top card revealed. You can play another land if it is. Again, super powerful, just mana ramp card. And then the one planeswalker I have in this deck, and that's just to reduce the cost of our colored spells. Again, it has the ability to destroy a permanent, has card advantage, and this card pretty much has everything. Yeah, powerful planeswalker. So that's it, guys. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 24 creatures, 1 planeswalker, or 24 like powerful creatures, and then we have for our mana dorks, already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, total of 34 creatures, including our commander. But yeah, so really the main focus is getting the mana dorks, activating Kinnan, and being able to drop an Eldrazi or one of those powerful cards out pretty much as soon as possible. So now, guys, let's get into the enchantment side. And so we have some really fun some really cool enchantments in this deck. Conquered and Crossroads. This is one of the few Legends cards I actually have. Yeah, it has the old Enchant World ability. And what this does is it gives every creature haste, including your opponent's creatures. But who cares? Because if you activate Kinnan and you drop an Eldrazi that's like an 11/11 or a Blightsteel, well, now you can attack with it. It's pretty crazy. So really cool enchantment. The staple that is Rhystic Study should be in every commander blue deck for the most part. Did you pay the 1? Court of Bounty, again, not the most busted commander card, but it's just a fun card. Like, I mean, who doesn't like the Monarch ability? I think adding that ability to the game of commanders is so cool. And if you read the ability on the bottom, beginning of your upkeep, you may put a land card from your hand, so there's some mana ramp potentially on the battlefield. Or if you're the Monarch, instead, you may put a creature or land from your hand on the battlefield. So if you have one of those powerful Eldrazi in your hand, you have that Consecrated Sphinx or the Jin-Gitaxias, you're dropping it in for free. So it's really cool card, just a fun card. Awakening Zone, yeah, get some more mana ramp potentially. Really cool card. Also the flavor for Eldrazi. I just definitely want to have an Awakening Zone in this deck. This card is so cool. Oh my god, from Urza's Legacy. Defense of the Heart. I played this card and like my 2 buddies were like, what is that? And I'm like, well, I mean, you guys, when you read it, find out, because my God, it's powerful. And that's during your upkeep, if one of your opponents controls 3 or more creatures, sacrifice Defense of the Heart, search your library for up to 2 creature cards and put them into play. That's nuts. I mean, you've seen the powerful creatures in this deck, guys. You drop a Blightsteel and like a Kozilek or Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. It's like, okay, well, have fun with that. And you get to play. And it's 4 mana. My God, it's such a powerful enchantment. So those are the enchantments, guys. We got what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 5 enchantments, guys. But still some powerful ones there. Now let's get to the artifacts section. Man, there's some really cool artifacts. Obviously, Lightning Grease, guys. Just commander staple for the creature decks. Make a little bit more room here, guys. Keep everything on camera. Soul Ring, commander staple, guys. Come on. I mean, Soul Ring's got to be in every decent or sub-decent commander deck. We got the Expedition map. There's a reason I have the Expedition map. We'll get to when we get to the land section. I'll explain that more, but it has the ability to search up any land and put it in your hand. Arcane Signet, commander staple. Urza's Incubator, really cool card, because when it comes into play, choose a creature type. Creature spells of type cost 2 less to cast, so more potential ability for you to cast or get the cast trigger for one of those crazy Eldrazi cards. Hedron Archive, again, add that colorless mana. Sacrifices, draw 2 cards. Awesome mana rock. Commander staple for the most part. Commander Sphere, commander staple. Oblivion Stone. Again, there's some cards that you're going to see in this. I mean, I'm sure you've already seen a few of them, but I mean, there's some cards in this build where I just wanted to try it out. You know, like I have not played with Oblivion Stone in a deck, and I thought, hey, let's get some type of alternate removal. And it's, I mean, as soon as I played it once over 5 games, and as soon as it hit the battlefield, I mean, everybody paid attention. I mean, it was definitely definitely a big deal because you can wipe the board pretty much at any time. And again, it's destroy, even though it is in exile, it's still, I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, and you can save, if you activate it for 1 turn, you could potentially save your best permanent. So Oblivion Stone, cool card. Planar Bridge, this card, the Bridge, one of the most powerful cards in Commander. Just being able to search for a permanent, put it on the battlefield, search your deck for any of those crazy Eldrazi's or anything you need, essentially. Such a powerful card, Planar Bridge. Great Henge. I mean, once you get this in play, I mean, it's pretty much like game over, especially because you just keep drawing, especially like a creature or 2 in your hand. Play a creature, draw, play a creature, draw, play a creature, draw. Adds a ton of mana. It's a mana rock, so you can, all of a sudden now you're going to add 3 mana instead of 2. It's just, super powerful card, broken. The reason why this is a $60 card in Standard right now. Doubling Cube, really fun card. Double your mana in your mana pool. I mean, pretty much enough said. Forsaken Monument, your colorless creatures and dragons get even bigger, can add more mana when you tap for colorless, and whenever you cast a color spell, which, I mean, you can see how many colorless spells there are in this deck, you gain 2 life. And the last one, Heralds Horn. Actually was not able to play this over 5 games yesterday, but still, I mean, enters the battlefield, choose a creature type, creatures spells you cast of the chosen type, cost 1 less to cast, and there's some card advantage in the bottom here too. At the beginning of your upkeep, you look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature card chosen type, you may reveal it and put it in your hand. So if you have an Eldrazi or there's an Eldrazi top of your library, you can just pop in your hand. It's a card advantage. So in the end, we ended up having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 artifacts, guys. Let's get to the instant section. We got a bunch of instants here, guys. Okay, here we go. So we got Kindred Summons. Was not able to cast this, but I really wanted to be able to cast this just because I wanted to be able to play multiple Eldrazi's potentially with this guy. And what this thing does is it's an instant for 7. Choose a creature type. Reveal cards from the type of your library to reveal X creatures of the chosen type, where X is the number of creatures you control of that type. So if you have, let's say, 2 or 3 Eldrazi's in play at that time, you're going to be able to search out 3 Eldrazi's. I mean, you've seen how big those Eldrazi's are, and just put them into play. So really cool. And it's instant speed, so you could potentially do it at your opponent's end step, and it's like, oh my God, look out. Or if you play it before your if you play it before your attack phase and you have that Conquered and Crossroads out, well, now they all have haste. They're swinging in for a ton of damage. So really cool card. Again, not the most powerful, but I just, again, wanted to try it out. a little bit more space here, guys. So we have Cyclonic Rift, Commander Staple, just a busted card. I mean, again, should be in every EDH blue deck for the most part. Worldly Tutor, search up that creature, put it on top of your library. Really cool card, really powerful card. Tempest, it's one of my recent purchases. Very cool. We're definitely gonna do a video on some investing in Tempest. I did buy a bunch of Mirage. Sorry guys, Mirage coming up. Definitely have purchased some sealed product from Mirage over the past year and a half. Beast Within, Commander Staple for the most part in green. I mean, being able to destroy a permanent with green for 3 mana. I'll buy your opponent gets a credit through 3 beasts, but if you take out their best permanent, I mean, whoop-de-doo. Mana Drain, just, Commander Staple, or for the most part in blue. And being able to add that colorless mana. We counter like a big spell. Next turn, now you can potentially cast one of those giant Eldrazi's and get that cast trigger. Awesome card. Heroic Intervention. Save the day, come in. If like someone's going to like wipe the board, because that's what's pretty much your opponents are looking to do as soon as you drop one of those big Eldrazi's or one of those powerful creatures. Being able to save all your permanents. Really powerful card for Commander. And those are our instants. So let's see how many instants we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instants. Not a whole ton of instants again. Remember, the deck is more creature focused. Okay, here we go. We got our sorcery section, guys. And oh man, some really cool sorceries. Sylvan Scrying, again, being able to search it for a specific land. And we'll get to that again. Being able to search for a specific land card. Very powerful, especially in this build. Cultivate. Make a little bit more room. Cultivate, again, being able to ramp, a little ramp action going. Good Commander Staple. Mass Manipulation, just a fun card. Again, maybe not the most OP card, but being able to just gain control of all your opponent's creatures when you have all access to all this mana. Super powerful card. Overwhelming Stampede, my God, this card won me one of the games I played in yesterday. Just because if you have Eldrazi in play, all your creatures are going to get that 11 plus 11 and trample till end of turn. So it's a super powerful commander card. It made perfect sense for this deck. This card is so much fun. It's not that powerful, guys. It's not like busted or anything like that. I would doubt it would be in like a competitive build, but it's just such a fun card. And what this thing does is you're spinning the wheel, man. Shuffle your library, then reveal a top card. If it's a non-land card, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If it's a land card, you may put it on the battlefield and return this thing to its owner's hand. So if you get a land, if you're unlucky, you get a land, you get another shot at this, either the same turn or next turn or whatnot. But it's funny, like I played this into another, actually, like I I played this and then I had like a Blightsteel Colossus in my hand. And there's another sorcery we're going to get to in a second, which allowed me to put the Blightsteel Colossus into play because of the card that I drew off the top of my library was that card. And it was just absolutely bonkers. I think in another instance, I think I played this twice, and I was able to play like an Eldrazi. It wasn't like a busted Eldrazi, but it was just a fun card because your opponents are sweating because they have no idea exactly like what are you going to pull? What is this guy going to pull off the top of his library? Speaking of which, this was the card Show and Tell. I was able to cast Show and Tell, and I had a Blightsteel in hand. Now all of a sudden I got to deal with a freaking Blightsteel. And it's just a cool card. And this is just another fun card, guys. I mean, because more often than not, you're going to have the most powerful creature or most powerful permanent in your hand. And being able to just say, hey, all right, well, let's show me what you got. Here's a freaking 11/11 Infector. Here's a 11/11 Eldrazi that's indestructible. Like, I'm just going to put that into play. So, really fun card to play. Nature's Lore for more mana ramp. Just search for any forest, put into play a little Ice Age action going on, guys. Finale Devastation. I played this is another way I won, actually, over the course of the 5 games that I played yesterday. Just being able to play this for 12 or more than 10. Search for a creature, put it into play. All creatures get +10/+10 and haste. Just busted card. This is another card from War of the Spark that's holding up its value. I think it's probably like $20-$30, but really fun card. Windfall, oh my god, my one friend was killing me when I played this because it's so bad. I played Cyclonic Rift, return everything return all non-land permanents to owner's hands, and then I played this thing, and so then they had to freaking discard their hands and draw 7 cards. Oh my god, my one buddy was so pissed off. But just a powerful card, powerful EDH staple in my opinion for blue. It's like the Blues Wheel of Fortune essentially. Cool card. And then All Is Dust. This is the card I was talking about that synergizes well with It That Betrays, right? Because you play this with It That Betrays in the battlefield, and yeah, all the permanents, all the colored permanents that your opponent sacrificed come under play under your control, which is pretty cool. And it's got the Eldrazi theme too, so I love that artwork. It's so cool. Very cool. All right, guys, so now let's get into the land section. And as you see right here, this is why we have the the search the land cards, to be able to search up for a specific land, because we're playing the Tron lands, guys. Again, I do not think these would be in a competitive build, because over the course of 5 games yesterday, I think at one point I had maybe 2 of the Tron lands out, but I just wanted to try them. I mean, we got the Eldrazi action going on in Modern, with or just not even Eldrazi, but just being able to play these 3 Tron lands and drop some really powerful cards into play, add all that mana and so forth. I thought it was a cool flavor, and I don't have these Antiquities versions too, so I just wanted to just try it out, Really cool. So we got the Tron lands, and again, for those who don't know, I'm sure everyone who plays Magic should somewhat know what Tron lands are, but if you don't, it's okay. What these do is they add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool, but if you have all 3 out, then the Mine and the Power Plant, actually these will now tap for 2, and the Urza's Tower will tap for 3. So if you have all these 3 in play, you're tapping 3 lands for 7 mana, which is really powerful. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And then we got just Mana Confluence. Now this next section is just powerful lands for EDH. Mana Confluence. We got the Fetch land for Prismatic Vista. We got Eye of Ugin for the Eldrazi theme. Obviously, Eldrazi spells cost 2 less to cast, and being able to search for a colorless creature card, put it in your hand. Multifaceted EDH card for Eldrazi. Path of Ancestry, enters play tapped. Could probably find a better card than this, but again, I didn't want to make an OP. I've been kind of gun shy since the Winota build, guys, so I've been kind of trying to lower the power level and so forth a little bit. So again, enters play tapped. Again, but still, you can still add 1 mana of any color in your commander's identity, and then if it's a creature spell, you can scry. Just a good commander card. Cavern of Souls, being able to prevent your Eldrazi spells from being countered, make sure those they actually hit the battlefield and so forth. Ancient Tomb to cast the Eldrazi mana. Commander Tower, just commander staple. We got the Myriad Landscape for ramp action now. Castle Garenbrig to go from 5 mana to 6 mana. Really cool card. This card actually surprisingly is like a $4 or $5 too right now. I was surprised to see that. Turn Timber. So the other side of this card, you can search up essentially you can pay 7 to search for a creature card and put into play. Super powerful card. I think these sort of modal lands, for the most part, should be in every commander deck. Again, just powerful card. Misty Rainforest for the fetch lands. Balaged Sanctuary. The other side of this is Balaged Recovery. So you'd be able to search for or just pick up a card in your graveyard, put it back in your hands. So those are essentially the powerful commander lands. And now we have the dual lands, essentially. So we got Temple, we got the Pathway, Waterlogged Grove, Yavimaya Coast. This is my new recent purchase of mine, guys. It's pretty much like a near mint tropical island from Revised. Really cool card. Dual lands, enough said. Rejuvenating Springs, dual land, Flooded Grove. Again, I was not trying to make this an OP commander deck. I've never played with these thriving cards from Jumpstart. Just wanted to try them. I could probably fill this with a better slot, but still, it's a dual land essentially. They enter the play tap, not quite as OP, but still, pretty cool card. Thriving Isle, so we got both of them, Thriving Grove and Isle. Breeding Pool, Hinterland Arbor, And now we have our basic lands to roll us out. I got some of these old school little Mercadian Mask foil islands, original or Battle for Zendikar full art. So we got a little invasion islands, another invasion island, and another invasion island. These are really cool. I love these old school lands with the foil action going on. But that's the deck, guys. Again, the Kinnan synergizes just, I mean, with the obviously the mana rocks, being able to activate Kinnan multiple times to get one of the big Eldrazi's or one of the more powerful cards in play, or even actually even just being able to get like to be able to tap your non-land permanents for mana. Because remember, not just the mana dorks will activate, right? Like your artifacts and so forth, because it's non-land permanent. So your Great Henge and so forth, and Commander Sphere and Hedron Archive, your signets, like those as well will add more mana, or will add one more mana than any type that permanent produced. But yeah, guys, such a fun deck to play. I mean, because again, you have the ramp aspect, so you can play stuff for the most part pretty quickly. And then, I mean, it's like you never know what you're going to get. There's so many powerful cards in this deck that, like, for literally, like, for me, I just wanted to, like, just to have fun. Like, I would play a card, even though there probably was a more powerful card to play, or maybe a better card for that particular moment. I found myself just playing cards, or trying to put these cards in play just because I've never played them before, you know, like the Jin-Gitaxias. I mean, that's just a major, like, screw over your opponent card. And I mean, Nyxbloom, as soon as this card is the battlefield, everyone's like, oh my God, we got to stop this guy from tripling his mana. I mean, and then all the Eldrazi's, like, I mean, It That Betrays, and the Butcher, the Kozilek, Emrakul, the less powerful Emrakul, but the Ulamogs. At one point, I had both Ulamogs in play in one of the games. Like, all right, guys, like, good luck. Both indestructible. At least this one's indestructible. I think the other one is indestructible too. But then, yeah, just it's. I mean, again, you could probably take the Eldrazi. There's probably like 3 or 4 other Eldrazi's you could put it instead of some of those. But I just picked ones that were fun, man. I mean, like, I feel like you could make it definitely a lot of tweaks to this deck. You could definitely make it more competitive. It's just a casual, fun commander deck, guys. That's exactly what it is. I had so much fun playing this. Kinnan's a blast. I mean, it's a cheap commander too, guys. My God, it's 2 mana. This thing can die, like, I think I played it like the one game like 4 times. Like, whoop-de-doo, it's 8 mana. Like, that's not that big of a deal. Like, but yeah, this was a lot of fun to put together, guys. I had a blast playing. Definitely recommend it. Like I said, you can make some tweaks to make it a little bit more competitive. You can put your own spin on it and so forth. I mean, obviously, I could have gone with some more powerful planeswalkers. I could have gone with some more powerful mana rocks, like a Mana Crypt or a Grim Monolith or so forth. But yeah, I just wanted to have fun. And that's what EDH is all about, right? Just sort of putting your own flavor on your deck and playing with your buddies and so forth and having a good time. And yeah, I mean, that's this deck checks all those check boxes, guys. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I know we're coming up probably on 35 minutes. So a lot of me rambling, but definitely I'll have the deck list in the description for those of you who just want to just check out the deck list and so forth. And stop listening to me ramble. But anyway, guys, really looking forward to the next deck tech. I already know which deck we're gonna build next. I won't give anything away now. I think if any of you watch my Winota build or my Atraxa build decks, I think there may be a hint in one of which direction I'll be taking the next EDH build, but that may be a little bit before I get that together, because there's definitely a lot of cards that still need to buy. That being said, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and we will catch you later this week for some more Strixhaven openings. So really looking forward to cracking some more Japanese Strixhaven. But anyway, guys, take care.